All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and this is Smell Goods. Listen, first of all, hope you're having just a great day. Hope things are going well, going your way. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, so today's video I've got for you, we're moving into a new month, and I wanted to give you those fragrances that either were giving me lots of compliments, or at least I got some compliments. Not saying I'm getting compliments every day, right? But give me some decent amount of compliments, or were just my easy pulls, my fragrances that I just grabbed and gravitated towards as we moved through this past month. All right. And so this is not in any particular order. Bear in mind that when you're watching this, as far as the weather may be different, but for me, when I'm filming this right now was basically where I live. We were still having some very high heat days. And then towards the end, we got into some very cool days. So therefore, you're going to see some fragrances that are probably more geared towards summer and other fragrances that are more geared towards the fall and winter. Just bear in mind that this is what I actually wore and really what I'm kind of feeling and gravitating towards and got compliments off of. Yeah, I'm having a little tough time talking. That's all right, though. But as far as this is not a 1 through 10. This is not in any particular order. These are just fragrances that were my go-tos for the past month, being the month of October. All right, we'll just start. We'll pick up. This one is going to be one of my favorite fragrances, especially for the summer. This is John Varvatos Artisan Blue, which I actually think John Varvatos is an underrated house. But I also understand why they don't get necessarily the love that I think that they deserve. Part of it is because their stuff, it doesn't last long, right? But when it's on and when it's popping, it's on and popping, right? This right here, very similar to their Artisan fragrance, but this just adds that aquatic note to it. Definitely something that is built and designed for those spring and summer days. And something that I definitely like wearing. Just wish it lasted longer. I've put some of it into a little travel spray. That way, if I wear it to work, I can definitely have it when I first get out and into the office in the morning. And then right around lunchtime, it probably is time to refresh, just because it doesn't last that long either as a skin scent or on clothes. But when it's on, it's a great scent. Again, that is John Varvatos Artisan Blue. All right. Next one is one that I think I got it last month, because I think that's when it came out. And I definitely did. It was in heavy rotation. One, because I was testing it in. Two, just because I'm actually loving it. And this is Haas Black by Artisan. Controversy aside, as far as whether this is legit, I think we've solved that and resolved that. But this is their take. I'm going to put it as far as a take on Nichoné's Haas Black, and not on Absolute Vintage. I think it leans more towards that smokiness, if you will, of Nichoné's Haas Black, and does a pretty good job of it. Definitely lasts a long time. I'm getting beast mode performance out of this now, and definitely something that I like wearing. And this is one that definitely was a compliment getter. I know we went to a conference and my wife could smell it on me even, several hours after I put it on. It was almost as if it kind of resurged, just because she was like, "Did you respray it and reapply?" I'm like, "Nope, that's just from this morning." And did get a couple of compliments that event as well. So Haas Black, I should say, is definitely one of the top fragrances for the past month. All right, next one is one especially because, again, we were shifting between that heavy or that high heat moving into those cooler times. And this is one that definitely works very well for the cooler times, but I think also it's just a nice, sweet, sexy scent. And that is Stronger With You Intensely. You've got that vanilla in there. You've got pralines in it. You've got pink pepper in it. This is just a nice, sweet fragrance. Definitely, now it's not as sweet as one of the other ones that I've got on my list, because that pink pepper does kind of just augment, that's the word. It augments that sweetness of the vanilla and pralines just a bit for me. But it definitely is a fragrance that works really good for evening times. It works really good as we're moving into these cooler and colder months. All right. Next one, and again, this one I got towards the end of the month, and it went into heavy rotation towards the end, and it did garner me a few compliments as well. And this one is Liquid Broom by French Avenue, which is also fragrance world. Now, when I just mentioned kind of with Stronger With You Intensely, it's sweet, but it's not as sweet as this. This right here, in my opinion, I need to probably go to the dentist and make sure I'm not getting any cavities, because it's just that sweet. This is just a sweet fragrance with the vanilla in it. This one I think also has pralines in it. This is just, and it doesn't have anything really to tone down some of that sweetness. It's sweet on top of sweet, but it's a great scent, a very seductive, sexy scent that works for daytime. Excuse me, not daytime. Works for date night. Works for I think this might have been in my steak dinner list that I had. Definitely works when you're trying to be intentional, and you want something that just kind of is a little more playful, a little more than just your standard spicy scent that you might have, or your standard tobacco scent, or your standard whatever scent. This is definitely going to be kind of switching up a little, but definitely with some intentionality. All right. Next one, again, because we were kind of transitioning as far as fragrances, and I got to wear it the last couple of days in the last week, I think it was. And this is the one that absolutely love, Eternal Oud by Lattafa. Crazy bottle design. You got the plum, you got the amber, you got the vanilla. Does a really good job of being a rendition, if you will, of MFK's Grand Soir. But this one is definitely got reached for in the month of October as we kind of got cooler, and will be reached for probably as we move forward in the next few months. Again, that's Eternal Oud by Lattafa. All right. And then this one is Lattafa's Liam Gray. This is their take on Gris Charnel. This is fig and black tea and some other things, but this is a nice, fresh, clean scent, but not in the way of like shower gel, if you will. It's a nice, you pick up that tea that just kind of smooths it out a little. But this right here was another one that, even though this is probably better suited for the fall and winter, just because I liked wearing it. I did wear it even in those days where we were still above 100 degrees. And that's just because I like it. It does a fairly good job of coming close to Gris Charnel by BDK. And so definitely something that could be, even if we're honest, it could be signature scent worthy, just because it just is so inviting. It's such an inviting, mellow type of a fragrance. Definitely check it out if you have not. And that is Liam Gray, if you will, by Lattafa. All right. Next one is one that is just a top one on my list, period. We're talking about Manera's Cedrat Voss. This right here is probably, if I just limited myself to just a few fragrances, this would probably be heavily running for a signature scent fragrance for me. This is in the vein of an Aventus, but it's not, I don't believe it's trying to be a one-to-one or trying to be a clone, a copy. It's in the vein of it, but it just works very well. And this is probably, if I were to rate all of my fragrances and tell you which one I've received the most compliments wearing, I think without a doubt it would be this one. That's Manera's Cedrat Voss. And definitely, because I know I traveled, so this is also my fragrance whenever I'm hopping on a plane. This is the one that I'm always wearing. And so we did have a couple of trips in the month of October. This is the one that got me to and from the airport, if you will. And it also definitely worked as an office scent for me. All right. Next one, I don't know if I've given you, let's see, I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think this is number 8. I'm losing track, but I think I've got them all out here for you. Next one up is one that definitely is it does a good job of doing what it's doing, and that is Bade Al Oud, Oud for Glory by the House of Lattafa. This is their take. This is their cover remix cousin, if you will, of Initio's Oud for Greatness. And this one just does it it's a bright spiciness, if you will, little oudiness in there, but it's not an overwhelming dank oud. It's just a nice strong scent that for me works as a nice. It works for me as an office scent. This is something that I do wear to the office occasionally. Throw it on. I do wear it, to church. I wear it in those places, those environments where I do want to make my presence known, but not be in such a way that is distracting. But is it's not distracting, but it is definitely one that at least lets folks know that you're there. Not a huge projector, but definitely projects with a nice scent bubble, right? So Bade Al Oud for Glory was also a top one for the month of October for me. All right. And then one that I picked up that got a little rotation and got some compliments. And it's a little surprising. Not surprising, but it's not normally a fragrance that would be in my scent profile. It's not normally a fragrance that I would reach for and would, as far as when I first smelled it, it is growing on me. It has grown on me and is continuing to grow on me. And I'm talking about Haramain Amber Oud, and this is the gold edition. And this is doing their take cover remix rendition of Herba Pura by Xerjoff, and does a pretty good job of it. Again, not a one-to-one. This does last long. This does give beast mode permit. Have a little time. But it does give beast mode projection, beast mode performance. But it's a very fruity type of a fragrance. It can lean a little feminine, and that's why I say it would not normally be in my scent profile. But it is one that is definitely growing on me. It is, again, unisex, leans a little feminine, but not too much where it's like, no, that's a feminine scent. But this works well, and definitely was getting some compliments, getting some love while wearing this. So we'll see where this goes. Again, this is Haramain Amber Oud, and we're talking the gold edition. All right, let you get it focused there. All right, perfect. All right, and then I think the last one was another one that turned out to be more of a date night scent for me, but also can be just because of my office, it could be a daytime scent. And we're talking Bugari Man in Black. This one, I know you've got rum, tobacco in it. It's the cap on it really is just also your turn to do that. As far as the fragrance on it, atomizer's kind of trash. It's not trash, but it's not the best. So it's not like Manera's atomizers, which I think are one of the top atomizers in the industry of what I've smelled so far or seen so far. But this right here definitely can work as an office scent. Really is an evening scent. And I did wear it a few times and got a few compliments on it as well. But it also just is a great scent that I will be reaching for because it fits my scent profile. It fits my genre. All right. I think I gave you 10. If I didn't, I'll get you back. I'll make sure we get it to you in another one. But listen, let me know if what your top fragrances were for the month of October, or whatever month you're watching this in, just because I know this will be out there for some time. But listen, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, and then share. Meet me in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Have a great one. Be blessed. Peace.